Hello there, people of the internet. It's your boy, Skinny Penis, with another replay. Yeah? We're doing lots of replay uploads since we got lucky with arms race games, I assume, and have some high damage, mega high damage Omega games. So this time it's an Incomparable. Goes well with my argument from the Colombo game that BBs have a harder time in arms race to get higher damage when they fuck people with Alpha Strike. But hey, we can talk a bit about Incomparable, probably a ship that isn't played a lot anymore, given all the submarine cringe. Your DD is blowing up instantaneously, and obviously the amount of carrier games, because like that's the problem with Incomparable, right? You're a stealthy, mega fast BB that wants to surprise cruisers and other BBs. And if your DD doesn't play for you or with you to spot and fight the enemy DD, or it blows up immediately, you lose that spotting. The submarine fucks around in your air concealment, which is extremely shit. It's 9.9. Like periscope depth submarines can spot you from basically 10 kilometers and suck around and fuck around. So yeah, submarines, and then obviously air concealment is shit, so carriers as well. They completely ruin your gameplay, and you are forced to kite a lot on a flank or at mid to long range, which is pretty fucking shit for Incomparable. You will farm a decent amount of damage, but yeah, well, it's not the point of the boat, right? You want fast impact on a flank, blow up a cruiser, fuck a BB, play decently aggressive and close, but if you're permanently cucked through spotting, it becomes a bit hard because you turn like a brick. You have like basically carry a turning. You do have a citadel. You have a pretty large citadel. It can be trolly, but more often than not, BBs will shit damage into you. Your general hull itself, like the superstructure, side platings and shit, you eat a lot of penetration damage from AP, SAP, HE, whatever the fuck, from any angle. You do have a super heal, but the super heal doesn't have improved penetration healing, so after the first heal, your heals become pretty fucking shit. So yeah, lots of issues with Incomparable. Then again, though, I still don't like the ship itself. Like, it shouldn't per se exist, in my opinion, because still having 10.6 km concealment with these guns, that dispersion all over matching guns basically, means that you're a menace for cruisers, and the interaction is completely unfavored for them. You will blow them up most of the time, so yeah. What do we do here? I said like flank spawn, that's pretty good actually. Yeah, mid spawns are pretty shit for Incomparable. Specifically mid spawns with carrier are a disaster kind of. But yeah, you want to go into the flank, you want to turn out as fast as possible, especially since my daring will immediately turn away and he will run off to the 1-2 line on the other side of the map. He will not play the game. So I'm forced to play it completely alone here, but we're lucky. We get an enemy BB that we can click the entire game. And as you will see, I will farm a lot of damage from this BB, and you will also see that the engagement is completely unfavored for him because I can penetrate him at any angle on any sort of plating he has. The only way he bounces me is if I hit turrets or shitty torpedo protection hits, but otherwise I can just click him to death with Alpha Strike, and I will do this over the course of the game. This game is also going to be 400k plus. Once again, also arms race. We will get a lot of buffs. I will also get, I think, 2 heal buffs, which will help a lot with the healing. As you can see here, I got penetrated only, and half of it I can't heal. It's pretty bad. Luckily, in this game, for example, though, there's only a Ragnar here, so I don't really have to care for torpedoes either, which is really, really good. Because as I said, like, you do have hydro, but your turning is pretty shit, so and you're pretty long. So yeah, you're very susceptible to eat torpedoes, and then again, you don't have improved penetration or citadel healing, so you're kind of fucked. And also here, by the way, this is a bit of a risky thing I'm doing, because below the back turret, or towards the back turret, he can actually citadel me at that angle. Like, your armor is not enough to really bounce or ricochet that enough. But yeah, you will see, as I said, I clicked this guy to death, 22k from that angle. The spec is with heavy AP, because you don't really get any value out of improved repair party readiness anyways. Sure, your heals get off cooldown faster, very quick, because you don't have a lot of base HP, which means you trigger the skill faster. You have 70k base HP. The issue though is that the 4th heal is completely useless, and you generally have means to disengage by just going dark or running away. Or like pushing in is a one-way trip anyways. Like, you either kill the enemy and you live, or you don't kill the enemy and you die. Like, just because you get a heal faster, you don't really live longer, because healing potential is very cucked on this ship, very fast. As you can already see, like, the super heal doesn't even cover all my lost HP. I will pull it soon, and then you will see that there is very little healing potential after this. yeah, it's the ship itself is a weird design. It's like this all or nothing approach where either the matchup is a complete disaster for the enemy or it's a complete disaster for you. Don't really know why we have so many ships lately with this design, or alternatively designs that are completely useless or completely broken. But like there's no real like balanced ships anymore. I mean, Cassard is a good addition, honestly. For randoms, it seems a bit busted because DD play or DD gameplay is horrendously bad these days. So Cassard can just basically fuck on torpedo boats extremely well, because they're so shit. Like the players on them are so bad. But yeah, otherwise Cassard is a good addition. I would say it's really well balanced. But yeah, as you can see, once again, the healing potential is negative. Like it's completely shit. But we already have one heal and we will get a second one soon. So that helps a lot in this game. And I think also without those heals, I wouldn't have been able to live that long or go that deep. For now, as you can see, like the Napoli Dove Rock, questionable, but it's okay, I guess. I mean, but like I'm forced to just basically, if we want to have decent amount of map control, I'm like the only ship that's left over here. As you can see, my daring is running through a B line, and this is also one of the reasons I, for example, wouldn't really play Incomparable. I'm lucky that there is no sub on this flank. I'm lucky that there is no carrier in this game. But as you can see, my DD, I mean, it didn't int, but it's running away, so it's like still not playing the game on this flank. So I'm kind of cooked because I have to spot for myself, which, as I said, like in this game, is funnily enough not a real issue because there's no real ship on this flank that counters me hard. Like it would only be the Ragnar really that could outspot me for free. Everything else here I outspot or I have basically spotting parity because I am very fast too. So like a Zhao or a Santander has better conceal, but I mean they can't really disengage from me. Also, you will see later on Santander and Zhao, it's just a point and click adventure, and my shells do such insane amounts of damage that it's not really like a favorite fight anyways. But yeah, this Schlieffen is pushing. You have, like in this scenario, by the way, like your AP is pretty good. Like the shell catchers and superstructure of the Schlieffens fuse a lot of your shells for full pants, and also you have to remember that the nose is overmatchable from Schlieffen, also from Ruprecht, by me. I mean, Ruprecht is also overmatchable by 30mm, and I mean, Schlieffen has a thicker icebreaker, but the upper nose part is overmatched. I think it's 25. I think it's 25 or 27. Like, basically every BB can overmatch it. Shouldn't really aim for it, though, because it's very small. Ruprecht is a different story. Ruprecht has a 30mm icebreaker, so you can just shit penetration damage, or even... I don't know if you can get really citadels, but so something like a Georgia, you can just aim for the Ruprecht nose, and you can, like, completely ruin him, basically, if he's decently close range. So yeah, I have to kite away from this guy. For some reason, he didn't angle up earlier for his secondary, so I actually get to live here. I think if he would have angled up straight up and would have gotten all his secondaries on me, I would have been in trouble. Awkwardly enough, like, it's 2024, so most BBs don't have a citadel. Doesn't matter though, because I just penetrated him into the ground. Same thing, by the way, as with the Colombo. Like, I don't have citadels, I don't have flashy blow-ups, but I farmed 160k already out of a Repub and a Schlieffen, just clicking them. The gameplay is amazing on battleships these days. It's amazing. Like, they either get all penning ammunition, which is the HE spammers and sap fuckers, or they get overmatch. So like, and then like even if they don't get overmatch, you have shit like Maine or Wisconsin that have insane dispersion or shell count, and they can just sink the AP into the superstructure for 20-25k. So like, well, pretty well balanced. Like, armor these days is crazy. Technically, if you have good aim and you know where to aim in battleships, you don't really suffer through any situation where you can't deal damage to other BBs or cruisers. It's very rare that you get completely shafted even though you aim correctly and everything bounces. It's basically like the occasional volley you hit on turrets or side platings because, I don't know, weird maneuvering from enemy, or aim was a bit off, or dispersion fucks you. But yeah, normally you can just deal way too much penetration damage at any angle. Well, we killed the Schlieffen. We had to respect that. I mean, you can't really run at it. It has torpedoes. It was full HP. I was basically half HP with no healing potential. So yeah, just run away, kill him. I basically sacrificed the Napoli. He could have played it better, the Napoli, like for sure. But yeah, now we're pushing back and we're engaging the funny 32mm BB again. And we're going to click him to death again. Like, it's going to be very funny. By the way, version can be also troll on Incomparable. But I guess if they would make this one here more, what's it called, like more accurate, like a Colombo, then I completely lose my mind. Like, you can't just buff the dispersion of all the BBs these days. or like, I don't know, how did Wisconsin even make it to live is my question. Technically, you don't even need to overmatch 32 here, like a Wisconsin or something could also just shit the 15-20k volleys into superstructure of Repub, because French BBs are notoriously shit with their superstructure and shell catchers. But yeah, as you can see here, I'm just gonna click him to death. Funnily enough, I'll deal the same damage angled to him than flat broadside. I think here, for example, flat broadside, I mean, obviously it's very unlikely I get hits, but I also will get very low damage. It's here 10k. I got more damage angled even from volley to volley. So like, it's pretty fun. It's just like some weird chip that walks around, can't be citadeled by me, and just gets clicked from any angle. So like, it doesn't matter if he's flat or if he's angled. Like, it's whatever basically. Just gotta be careful that I don't hit turrets here, as said. So like, I aim kinda like to not hit the turrets on purpose. It's very risky. Because like I don't want to lose more HP to this guy. I mean, he seems to be very confused, and he was very focused on the NC on my right. That is flat broadside to him, by the way. He wanted the black ribbons, he wanted the death strike instead of focusing on the ship that's in front of him. Notorious BB issue. Talked a lot about it lately. Like, first of all, BBs or heavy high tier BBs, or the what is it called? Not high tier, top tier BBs, like tier 10 BBs and tier 8, 9 matchmaking, generally like to cunt focus tier 8s and 9s because they're shit, like the players on the tier 10 BBs, and they just like to punch down on crap. They also like to shoot cruisers or DDs for some reason more than what's actually in front of them and killing them. They also like to go for the funny Death Strike Black Ribbon, White Bar, Neuron Activation instead of fighting what's in front of them. So yeah, there's a lot of issues with the BB gameplay in general. I don't know. This engagement against the Repub is not that favored for me. If he actually starts spamming me, he has a double reload damage buff as well. I have 25 nose close range. If I'm like at the end, I was so close, he can probably aim for that. Also, you can just sink 15-20k volleys in my superstructure too with all his guns. Instead, he just goes for some tier 8 battleship that's flat broadside because he wants his neuron activation. Honest to God, like just slightly dumb cunts. Yeah, well, this guy is also coming in. I can just aim for nose here. I can see 20k through nose, overmatching. Very funny, haha, lululul. Citadels are very unlikely with this. As said already on the Repub, you do have the fast fuse. So like, even if you penetrate, you have high penetration. On Repub with like spaced armor, slight turtleback, or here on the nose where I have a lot of space to punch through with, or like a lot of, yeah, distance space to access the citadel. The incom shells won't really citadel this a lot because yeah, fast fuse. So like, your shells just already fuse before they reach citadel. This guy fucks it up here, by the way. I fucked it harder, but he fucks it more, so we get to live. I get an additional heal. I popped my heal while I was in this engagement in case he like barely doesn't one-shot me, so I already healed back while the others are shooting me. As you can see, the fire's also ticking for ages because I have heavy AP, which is a totally normal. Like, you can fully run it on this thing. There's no real downside because, as said, like penetration damage, you don't really heal. By the way, nearly 20k angle there with 2 guns on the Zao. Like, basically, you can't really heal pen damage anyway, so like fire damage, if you get set on fire, is not a problem to heal back. Yeah, so like, running heavy AP here is fine. Definitely, probably even better than running anything else, because you want that additional alpha if you catch people or if you fight someone. Yeah, any other spec is pretty useless. Like, you don't really want to drop fire prevention, because then double fire after DCP could technically kill you, since you do eat too much penetration damage and your HP count isn't that high. But yeah, now we're waiting here. I don't have my DCP, I don't have my heal. I don't want to run it into a full HP Ragnar. Incomparable is one of those BBs that is really, really bad against Ragnar. Kind of like Siegfried, Sevastopol, Incomp, low shell count, long reload, sometimes wonky dispersion. You'd never want to really run into a full HP Ragnar kited because he can just kill you for free. Like, even if you hit 3 volleys, 3-4 shells, like, you won't kill him with that, but he gets 1.5 minute free farm, which will probably kill you. So yeah, you just wait out a bit here, and now I'm moving more towards middle because people are going into mid. Santander, Ohio look like they go there. Also, like, I can just cross like this. There's no real crossfire. I mean, Zhao could pin me with AP, but probably won't citadel me. But it seems like they all fucked off. So I can just go towards the mid there. Help a bit on the Ohio, but then like randomly the fucking Santander pops up AFK in spawn. So like I will try to shoot him once, but then immediately go behind island, because as you can see, like the only way he can kill me is if I stay flat for ages, and then on top maybe I get shafted by RNG. So yeah, but like volley here. I said like shit RNG, so like you don't really want to fight that. The only way he kills me is if I stay flat. So I'm gonna dive island, then turn out again. My goal here is to get the buff and to get on the broadside of the Ohio, or like generally get an angle on the Ohio, because he's full HP, or was full HP in middle, and I do not know how good or bad my 2 remaining battleships are. Also, meanwhile, I can just casually click the SAO here and there. 1 AP penetration is like 7k here. If I'd had hit something, I will hit him later on at really long range with like 2 shells, and it completely cripples the fuck out of him. Like, yeah, it's just like a point and click adventure with these BBs from time to time. Only reason I'm still alive, once again, is the heal, like the double heal. I healed back a lot of HP by this point, even if I'm a BB and the healing is reduced on battleships percentage-wise. Kill the thing with a torp, 3 shells with 1 sit on the Ohio do 27k. It's a wicked design, honestly. It's a wicked design. I think here I also will pull out the long-range dented shot on the Zao. Like, just basically try to assure hits. You don't want to really aim for any specific part of the shit. You want to just hit him. I got a 3rd heal here. I think this one misses, and the next one actually gets 3 connections. Oh, see, this one actually hits a shell, 7.6k damage. Which, by the way, since they don't have HP increases, is a 5th of his... Nah, it's a 6th of his HP. Yeah, well, so 6 shells could kind of kill him. Santander. Oh, here is the hit on the Zao. Another 15k nearly on the Zao. And this guy's pushing me. He will just suffer. I will also let him heal on purpose. 24 through nose. No Citadel. If actually it's Citadels here, he just instantaneously dies. Funnily enough, the 2nd shot will cripple a gun, so then I can just sit next to him and let him heal. I wanted to cheese more damage out of this. He actually deals a decent amount of damage, as I said. The hull is pretty shit. Gun killed. Still no Citadel though. That's like the fast fuse you have on Incomparable, where like a Vermont would probably one-shot this here if you get that many connections on the nose. Incomparable has the issue that it fuses before it reaches Cit. But yeah, as you can see here, the hull is extremely bad in terms of fighting SAP or AP or HE in general. Like, you eat a lot of penetrations, so I can't really cheese him that much longer. Like, since he also, like, he F-keyed, but he doesn't use his heal, so I just kill him. If he heals again, I get 15k more, so I end up with, what, 145k. He actually got torps out, so I die, but it doesn't matter anymore. The Zao ran off the screen. The last connection I had on him, as I said, was like another 15k, and he was below 20 already. So this man is now basically out of the game, and the game is won. And hey, you see on the right side of the screen, the fucking daring is back. Look at this guy. Interestingly enough, these people don't get banned, but hey, he's rejoining the battle. He's now capping. He's securing the victory for the team after starting out on 9 line, going through AB line in spawn, coming back on the 1-2 line towards middle, and then running it towards A cap. He's finally here with 31.6k HP, triple heal, which is insane on DDs, triple reload, everything. Like, this thing is a DPM machine. All smokes ready, all heals ready. The man is ready to fight and win us the game now. And, well, I mean, we just cap and win. So, like, I guess we didn't really... Yeah, he leaves the green again. Guess we didn't really need the daring after all. We win anyways. And, yeah, there he goes off into the distance again on the left, and I think he has another idea. Oh, he's shooting, actually. I didn't even remember that he was shooting. He's engaging. He's, after securing the cap, he's finally securing the kill on the Zao, and he actually has 2 kills. Don't know how that fucking worked out for him. Like, where he got those kills, how he collected them. It's a mystery. But look at him gun. Look at him gun while he goes behind the island, and he's leaving again. Out of the game. Nice teammate. Appreciate it. Was a pleasure to play with him. Amazing. nice torpedo dodges from the Illinois. And yeah, he's shooting AP at an angle now. Very confused. He's a reload Illinois, by the way. He's shitting shells with triple reload mod. Dispersion mod is better on Illinois, for those who are wondering. Running. Oh, yeah, he fucks him because the Zao turns flat. Thank you very much, Mr. Illinois and Daring. I guess the Illinois actually played the game. He had no more heals left. But the Daring, I don't know. I'm gonna talk about it. Well, 430k damage. Funnily enough, only one Citadel. It's kind of similar to the... I mean, on the Colombo game, what did I get? 6-7 sits. But on 500k, that's also like basically 100k out of 500 was sits. This game I had one Citadel for like over 20k, but the rest is penetration damages. Goes to show a bit how stupid battleships are, that they just click themselves to 400k and then it's over. Actually on BBs you still get a lot of base XP. They didn't nerf it, so 3.4 is pretty nice, I think. It's an arms race game again, so take the damage amount with a grain of salt. Lots of bad players in my team. I said like the Illinois, pretty good player, I assume. Daring, no clue how he ended up 4th. I guess he had a secret plan. He was our backup, I guess, like the backup to win the game late. I don't know. Pretty good game. I think also like one of the highest damage games. Here you can see the repop clicked to death, 135k. I guess that's actually less than I thought, but I think some teammates did damage, and obviously you have to remember that it's penetration damage from incomparable overmatch APs, so the heals are also getting a bit griefed. That's the thing with Colombo Sap, incomp overmatch AP. All of this damage is penetration damage, so 430, 494k. It kind of strains the heals, or puts a strain on the heals of the enemy team too. Well, yeah. Go through it a bit. Sneaky little torp on this guy. Yeah, 83k angled on, or like, yeah, I had one flat shot for 17k, but like angled point and click adventure, 83k on the Schlieffen, 38k on the Zao, which is basically all his HP. Yeah, pretty good game. Hope you enjoyed it. I personally wouldn't go for incom first. It's very hard to play these days in the matchmaking. It's very hard to make work solo, even in divisions. You may get submarines or DDs off your dick with a DD in your own div, like a DD slave, but still you can't assure submarine not griefing you, neither can you assure that it's not a carrier game, so carrier games are a disaster for it, as said, because your main gimmick becomes useless. The concealment, the stealth, the speed, the surprise attack, basically. Yeah, I would go for other steel ships first. Incomp maybe later. Loria is an overall way better pick. Stalin and Ragnar are obviously the most worthwhile ships in my opinion from steel, than Loria as a BB. And even like Mecklenburg is overall a more solid pick and way easier to play. But if you search for a different type of gameplay here, you can look for Incomparable, but don't be surprised that lots of your games you will feel like you can't do anything, you will get trolled by RNG, the games will be very, very long range, but kind of like running range mod on Incomparable is awkward as fuck because your reload becomes very, very long. Yeah, I don't know. If you search for something, you have 100k steel saved up, get it, but there's lots of steel ships to get before that are better. Technically, even a Z42 has more game impact and is, in my opinion, more interesting to play, and also like a bit more solid for random wins and playing the game than this thing here. But yeah, that's it. See you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed it, and adios.